Back when I was in high school, probably my sophomore year, which would make it 2005, I had this hunting dog that's name was Pongo. I kept him in a 10 by 10. I couldn't let him out without a leash because he would run off into the woods back behind our house. Couldn't catch him. Couldn't get him to listen, but he was just doing what he was trained to do. Hunting dogs, when you let them loose, they go and they find something. We had this caseworker that would come out every week, once a week, from social services to make sure that me and my brother were okay. We had everything we needed. As it was, my grandma had got guardianship of us through Illinois' foster care because my dad moved us up there and then he got put in jail. But one day the caseworker came by and I felt really good about the things that we had talked about. I was happy when she left, so I went and I got my dog out. I decided I was going to let him be happy too. I let him run loose. He took off to the woods and I followed. He got us lost. Well, I should have been paying attention to where I was going, but I didn't. I was maybe 15 at the time. And I do remember we went around the pond and cut back to the left and wound up behind, I don't know if you'd call it a thicket of pine trees that were about waist high. They were so tightly packed together that my dog could fit through it, but I couldn't. And I remember I immediately got scared, didn't know what to do, hadn't been in that situation before. So I sat down and I started to cry. My dog must have felt guilty because that was when he walked up to me and he just sat there until I got done. When I got the nerve up to start thinking again, thinking straight, I looked at him and I told him, let's go home, I want to go home. And the first place he went was through that thicket of pine trees. And I hollered at him, I can't go through there, you're going to have to come back. I want to go home. And it didn't take him long to turn around, and he came back. I hooked my leash to him that I had brought with us, and a few feet behind us was Miami Church Road. We were about a minute's drive from my house, and I didn't even know it. I thought we'd come further than that. So I walked across the road with my dog to the neighbor's house there, and I explained the situation to her when she come outside. And she laughed a little bit, but she understood where I was coming from. She had dogs too. She gave me a ride home. When I got home, I put my dog in his cage again, went inside, got into a lot of trouble, but I learned my lesson not to run off with a hunting dog, not let him loose.